This is Tom Rust for TRSB Sports Podcast. Today, once again, delighted to be joined by undefeated professional boxer, Mr. Brandon Scott. Mate, how you doing?
I tell you what, yeah, that's never getting old. Undefeated professional boxer. Every time you say that gives me goosebumps. So I'm more than good.
Only state facts on this channel.
Only state facts. Tom Rust don't mess around, guys. Tom Rust does not mess around.
Mate, you did text me before you come on and say you're going to do your hair. What happened there then?
Oh, you're such a dick, honestly. All right, Tom, listen to you now. We were just speaking about age a minute ago, so judging by it, in about 15 years' time, you're not even going to have hair. So just take note.
Mate, look, honestly, mate, my hair is proper thick. It's going nowhere anytime soon. Before we get into the questions, mate, and before we get into our conversation, please show me what you've got that you got out a few minutes ago.
All right, well, this wasn't exactly meant to go on show, but screw it, you only live once.
Oh, mate.
Bang! It's a Darth Vader replica lightsaber. How cool is that? Tom, be honest with me now, yeah? Me and you are friends. If you was an 18-year-old girl, tell me you wouldn't want this.
Well, it depends on where you're planning on putting it.
Ooh. No, that is... People might think I'm being stupid with my money. I have spent so much time with that lightsaber. It's untrue. Honestly.
Are you like taking it out of your house? Like when you're going out and about for food, are you just taking it with you?
You haven't laughed. I take that thing with me if I'm driving to the shop. Seat belted in. I'm walking around the shop and someone starts on me. I'm like, hey, back off.
Mate, next time you fight, you've got to come out of that. That'd be so good.
Tom, I will do it for you. People think these crazy ideas. I promise you I'm crazy enough to do it. Or stupid enough to do it, I should say. But you only live once, don't you?
Mate, most people, what they think for the go out, keys, wallet, phone. You're like, yeah, keys, phone, wallet.
Lightsaber.
Yeah, lightsaber. How much did you pay for that?
I was speaking to a girl the other day, and she was like, "Oh, I love Star Wars. Yeah, I love it when they fight with those laser swords." I was like, "What?" I was like, "It's not a laser sword." I'm like, "You clearly don't love Star Wars. Like, it's a lightsaber. So it drives me crazy. It's a lightsaber, Tom."
Oh, mate, that's absolutely brilliant. Mate, just before we sort of go on again, how much did you pay for that?
I spent £350 on it.
You haven't
£350.
£350?
Yeah, but most people my age, hear me out. I don't spend money on anything other than my cryptocurrencies, and well, that's it. I buy the odd pair of clothes. But most people my age, they piss their money up against the wall or they sniff it up their nose. Yeah. So why am I an idiot for wanting to spend it on something that I can play with? Do you know what I mean? People might call me stupid. I think it's amazing. I think this is the best thing I've ever bought. Ever.
Mate, you don't have to tell us what you earned from your last fight, but for your first fight, I know you sold a lot of tickets. And the reason why I talk about it a lot, because we speak to so many fighters on this channel that have such a hard time selling tickets. It's such an added pressure. But for you, we've spoken about it before. It must have been an absolute blessing to know that you can announce a fight and overnight, you've practically got 100 people that want to come and watch you. That's incredible.
Oh, it's crazy. But the best thing about it is I'm not putting on an act to try and get people to come and like me, to come watch me. I'm sure there's some people out there that hate me right now. They must think, what is he doing? He's an embarrassment. But I'm just being me. If you don't like me, that's fine. Just go your way. But I'm just being me, and people are coming, spending their hard-earned money to watch me. It's me. I'm not putting on an act. I just pulled out a lightsaber on an interview. No one's ever done that. But it's me.
No one's ever done that.
I mean?
Tyson Fury can go to a press conference dressed as Batman, but no one pulls out a lightsaber in an interview.
But can he bring a lightsaber to interview? No, he can't. But I can, and I will, because I'm just being me.
I can vouch for that as well, because we speak a lot off the interviews. I'll phone you just to sort of check in, see how you're getting on, and you are just you 24/7, like whether on here or just having a chat on the phone. So you are 100% authentic, if that's the right word. But
authentic, I like that word. Yeah.
Do you ever get any? I had Maximus Jenkins. It's a heavyweight on the channel literally just before I spoke to you, and I was talking about you, and he was saying he's been watching a little bit of you. But we were speaking about people that leave hate. Do you get any hate? Because you've got a decent following, and when people start to see people be successful, in a weird way, when people give people hate, it is almost saying, you are doing something right. That's why we want to hate. Do you get any of that?
I get hate all the time. I've been having hate. I've been having hate since I was 13. I was a 13-year-old boy, and there were grown-ass men, hate, proper, lying about me. I get hit all the time now, but I've just learned, because I've come from being a little 12-year-old chubby boy with a body like a dropped lasagna. I've come from one of them. People say weird things to me now. They try to give me hate. They try to drag me down. I don't care. The way I think of it is, as long as I'm being me, I'm happy. One day I'm gonna die. Everyone's gonna die, and no one's gonna remember me. So screw it. If you don't like me, you don't like. If you don't like me, you don't like me. That's not my problem.
I was thinking before I spoke to you today as well, and I was thought this, multiple times. I think for you to go into a school and do a talk would be absolutely incredible, because in this era that we live in with social media, I think social media for some things are great, and for other things maybe not so. But for you to go into a school, given your background and the adversity that you've overcome, you're a 12-year-old kid, and you went into a doctor's, and it was such a mature sort of decision that you made at that time to change your life around. Yeah. To go into a school and give a talk, I think it would be so powerful. And you are a character, you're easy to listen to, and you never know what you're going to do in an interview, lightsabers or showing us your drawings, which are amazing. I think it would be incredible. I know you're focusing on your boxing, and that's your number one goal, but I can imagine you in a school standing in front of kids and telling your story, and people really listening to it. Because sometimes at school, people come in and you switch off, but I can imagine you doing something that one day.
Yeah, I'd love to do that. Only problem is, I think I struggled to get it with my old school, because my old school used to hate me. I used to cause my old school nightmares, because I was never there. Because whenever I'd go there, I'd either get picked on, or I'd get people just looking down on me. I thought, why would I want to be here wasting my time when it's something I don't want to do? But if I could go to a school and speak to people, I'd be honored, because if I could just help one person, that's one person that, they wouldn't have got helped if I wasn't there. And it's not like I'm just speaking of theory. I've actually been there and I've done it. I was a little 12-year-old boy with Tourette's and severely overweight. So I've had a hard upbringing, in terms of what I had to deal with.
So what do you do now, though? Say I'm the kid that you went to school with, and I gave you a hard time, and you're in a cinema. You're probably not getting your sweets because you're a professional boxer. Probably looking at when the next Star Wars film is coming out. What do you do if I come up to you and go, "You all right, mate? I see you're doing really well." What would be your reaction? Sorry, I can't speak tonight.
Oh no, I'd thank you, and I'd ask you, how is everything with you? And I'd have a conversation. I just make sure you're okay. But it depends. If you wanted help, I'd be more than happy to help. If you wanted a chat, I could have a chat. If you wanted to nerd out about a film, I'd nerd out about a film. I'd like to think I'm there for people if they need me. So even though I'm only 18 and I joke around a lot, I am a little bit of, I'm a white, I got a little wise brain. I'm not just a pretty face, you know what I mean?
What about the people that gave you a proper hard time though? Would you want to give them some of your time, or how do you feel about that if people come up to you and give you a hard time?
Nah. To hell with them.
Just take them outside and chin them.
Yeah, I wouldn't even give them my time. I might come across as arrogant, I wouldn't give them my time.
Are you still dropping your professional boxing card on the floor for people to pick up?
I've been doing that for months.
Please tell me you've done. Please, we spoke. You were in Butlins. I sent you a voice note, and you got back to me 4 days later. Thanks a lot, mate. I said you got to find the biggest bunch of girls, drop it, and then just see what happens. Did you manage to do that?
All I'm going to say, Tom, you just answered your own question there without realizing it. I got back to you 4 days later. I was clearly very busy for those 4 days. Right, Tom? So if I'm telling you I'm going to go to a big bunch of people, bunch of girls, drop my professional boxing card, and I don't get back to you for 4 days, I'm clearly busy. All right. So you answered your own question there.
Say no more, mate. We spoke a few days ago, and I was sat in my garden. It was really hot. You're in Wales, and equally the weather has been nice up and down the country. And you said you're going running on your own, and people have been inviting you out. I imagine it's barbecues on the beach, whatever. For an 18-year-old lad that he looks after himself, who has got a decent following, how do you stay so dedicated?
You got one life. And, I know, like I was speaking to my nan the other day, and she said, why don't you just have a day off? Look, it's lovely weather. Why don't you just have a day off? You're only young once. And I'm like, yeah, but you're missing the point. I'm only young once. I've got all my life to go down the beach. There's no there's no policeman standing at the beach going, how old are you, sir? Sorry, you're too old to come here. I've got all my life to do that. But there's going to be a stage in my life when I'm going to be too old to chase my dreams. So if I have to miss out now, and just even if it gives me a 10% chance to get my dream, I'm going to take that every single day of the week. I'm not interested in partying. I'm not interested in having a girlfriend. I'm not interested in staying out all night, doing this, doing that. I just want to put my head down, and I want to focus on getting my dream. I don't want to be a 40-year-old man one day thinking, God, I wish I just did that little bit more. I want to be someone who look back, and even if it doesn't pay off, I want to look back and go, I gave it everything I had. You know what I mean? I got as far as I could go. And I'm fully confident that's going to end with me as a world champion. But I will go to hell and back multiple times. Now, 10 years from now, if it means I get what I want.
What was it you said the other day? Everyone wants to go to heaven, but no one wants to die.
Everyone wants to go to heaven, but no one wants to die. People just want something in life. They don't. I have a burning desire. It's like it's boiling hot now, but I'm training twice a day without fail. And these people see me running, and they're like, "Why are you training? Why are you training twice a day? How are you training twice a day?" I'm like, if you wanted what I wanted as bad as I wanted it, you'd be running twice a day.
If someone offered you £10 million tomorrow to quit boxing, what would you do?
I don't want money. Money doesn't bother me. You've seen it there. I've spent £350 on a lightsaber. Do you know what I mean? Money means nothing to me. I don't care about money. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't want to be homeless when I'm older, but I want legacy. I want to look back with my life and say I've achieved something. I want to be remembered. I want to be a world champion. And if that means I don't win a single penny, I wouldn't care. If I wanted to make money, I'd have gone into business. I'd have gone into my dad's business. I'd have tried to make money a different way. I don't care about money. I really don't, honestly.
For you as well, I think like most sports, is it like when you step in a ring, being a boxer, is it knowing in your mind that you've done everything possible that you could do to get you 100%. In the best possible shape? So if you go in there and you were to lose, you know that you couldn't have done anything more.
100%. It gives you that, almost takes a little, that takes a little bit of pressure off you to know you've done everything you can do. But at the same time, it gives you this confidence, because before my last fight, I was getting G'd up by my coaches and everything, but I was looking at him thinking, I want this more than you. And I'd be like with anyone, if I boxed anyone, I'd be like, I want this more than you. I've trained harder than you. I've done more than you. There's nothing you can do to beat me now. So I'm going to destroy you. But it's mindset.
I think, mindset is incredible. Physically, you're clearly capable, but I don't think you can't underestimate how important that the psychology of sport is, especially doing the sport that you do. I've never had a fight with anyone in the ring, but I imagine that if you haven't got the confidence, maybe that's because you've not been eating right, you've not been putting in the right training. It's such a detriment to you and maybe your performance, but you're clearly doing all the things that you need to do. What have you done today in terms of training?
I went to Gavin's today, and just going off a little bit off topic here. I went to Gavin's today and I sparred one of his really talented amateur boys. You know, he wanted me to spar with him. I was like, that's no problem. But I was sparring him and I couldn't get over because I've turned professional now and I've adjusted my style. Professional boxing is a lot slower than amateur boxing. And I couldn't get over how fast the pace was. It was like, Jesus Christ, I forgot how fast it was. But even as fast as it was, and as different I've now found out that professional boxing is to amateur boxing, people say the biggest difference is the gloves. Some people say the biggest difference is the atmosphere or the ring walks. I gotta be honest with you, Tom. The biggest difference is the attention of the girls. It's without a doubt. But you know, it's just crazy. But I did a spar earlier, so I sparred with him. I came back and I was tired. When I say tired, my body was like, oh, this heat. We did a bleep test as well. I scored level 15 on the bleep test. I beat my last score by a whole level. So I got home and I was like, God, I'm tired now. I was like, I'm really tired. And I looked at my phone and I thought to myself, I have to go and drop tickets off later. I was okay. And now, as much as I appreciate you have to sell yourself, I'm not a professional ticket seller. I'm a professional athlete. So I thought to myself, I'm tired. I don't want to go running now. I thought, you go and running now, because training isn't something I like to give myself an option to do. You know, you don't give yourself an option to breathe, do you? You just do it. I kind of think of my training like that now. I just do it. I don't ever think to myself, oh, maybe I shouldn't know. You get done.
What run did you do?
I did my 8-kilometer run, and it's over a few mountains on the way. Like I say, mountain, big hills. So I do every day. I swap my runs over. So one day's a mountain run. You run over this big mountain. You come back. It works out about 8K. The next day's a flat run, but I really try to push the pace. So one day's kind of, just hard on the calves. Next day is just blasting your lung fitness. But we did bleep test today as well. So my heart rate's been all over the place today.
And I just want to cast your mind back to your professional debut. You got the win, of course. You've had a little bit of time now to reflect on it. How do you reflect on your performance, and how pleased were you with it?
I was pleased at first, but now I've watched it back. I stick to what I said. I boxed brilliant, but there wasn't anything I did bad. But there was quite a few things I could have done a lot better, if that makes sense. But that's what debut's for. You know, I did. Considering the pressure I had on me for my first fight at only 18, you know, I handled it really well. But there's definitely things I could have done better, and there's going to be things I do better in my next fight in Cardiff. I know what I got to do now this time. None of you are ready for it. It's coming.
I think the thing is as well, though, I think especially for someone like yourself, you're probably quite harsh on yourself and your own worst critic.
Oh, I'm terribly harsh on myself. I'm picking these little things. I'm like, oh, my left hand should have been a centimeter higher. But everyone's like, shut your twat, what are you on about? And I'm like, no, it bugs me because I want to be the best I can be. So I'm looking through old footage of me, and I'm looking at footage of world level fighters. I'm like, how are they doing something that I can't? It bugs me. It bugs me knowing I don't watch an elite boxer doing something and go, oh, that was so good. I watch it and I'm like, why can't I do that? What's he doing that I'm not? So I watch all the time, and it's just I'm maturing me as a fighter, but it's helping me learn my craft. So by the time I'm 25, I'm flying.
I don't think I've ever spoken to anyone, though, mate, who's had a professional debut and said, you know what, I'm really pleased with that. Done everything as I should have done. No coincidence there.
Yeah. No. People might think I'm cocky, yeah? People might think, oh, he's a cocky little bugger. He walked out as Darth Vader. He was entertaining. All I'm doing is I'm being me, like I said earlier for one, I'm being me, but I'm giving everyone their money's worth. I don't want to be one of these people that just goes in, has a boring fight, gets out, thanks everyone for coming, says, I want to see where the future takes me. No one wants to see that. People get bored of that.
Yeah, do you know what? Sorry to jump in there. I saw your post-fight interview and where you were eating a bag of sweets, I think. And I don't know the bloke's name, but he was saying, what was he saying? I know you're not going to tell me you're going to be a world champion. It's only your debut. And we're like, hold on, no, I am going to be a world champion.
Yeah, because you think of this, yeah. If I'm going into something and it's your dream. If you go into something, you obviously want to achieve the highest thing you can achieve. The only difference is between me and other people, apart from having a lightsaber and being extremely good looking, the only difference is I'm saying what everyone else is thinking. And I have no reason why that a lot of people hate me, because they're like, oh, he's saying that. But they're thinking it. You ask any boxer, put it this way. You ask a boxer, because they're scared of failure. I'm not scared of failure. I'll embrace failure. But you ask someone, how big would you dream if you know you couldn't fail? If you know you couldn't fail, how big would you dream? They'd say, I want to be a world champion. I want to be this. I want to be that. Because they say it because they know they couldn't fail. But because the possibility is there of them failing, they're zipping their mouths. Because like, oh no, people might not like me. People might laugh at me. I don't care. Laugh at me. I'll be a world champion. My name is Brandon Scott. I'm from Clydach. I own a lightsaber, and I'm going to be a world champion. What damage did that do?
Absolutely, mate. It's inspiring for people watching. You know, people watch this channel might follow boxing, they might follow another sport. I don't think there's any harm in it. And I think for doing the sport that you do, especially, you know, you're going in there with people that want to knock you unconscious, and that is the top and bottom of it. Do you ever think about losing? I know, but the reason why I asked that is because you see some press conferences and they're like, I'm not going to lose. I'm not going to lose. But I'm thinking, you know, you could lose. There's a fight. There's only two of you in there.
Yeah.
I know you're not going to think about it a lot, even if you do think about it. But do you ever get self-doubt? Do you think about losing? Is it something that
I get self-doubt all the time. I always get self-doubt. Everyone gets self-doubt. You know, people say with boxing, you know, oh, I'm not going to lose. But at the end of the day, the odds are 50-50, because there's two people in there. You break the odds up, it's 1-1, 50-50. But obviously you train as hard as you can because you want to win that fight, but so is he. So you have to take in the possibility that you could lose. Of course I've thought about it. So but at the end, I've come to the conclusion, if I do lose, is it the end of the world? No, it's not the end of the world, because you can bounce back from a win. It's like if you think of a skier. If a skier's going down a hill, but I can't think about losing, sorry, going back to it. If I think about, I don't want to lose, I'm doing this fight, I'm not going to lose, I can't lose, I'm probably going to mess up. The skier's going down a mountain and he's thinking to himself, you see how fast they go down there, dodging them trees? It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, if they were thinking, don't hit that tree, they're probably going to hit the bloody tree, and if they keep their eyes on the path. I focus on the path. I have faith. I trust the process. I know what I've got to do. I do everything I'm supposed to do. So I know now, I'm calm because I've done everything I can do. I don't cheat and I don't cut corners. So that gives me almost, I don't want to say loads of confidence. It does, but it takes the edge off. I know I've done everything I can do. I'm not going to go into a fight thinking, oh, I'm not that fit. I'm as fit as I can be.
Do you almost think as well, like tonight, maybe you weren't that up for a run, but as you said, for you, it's not, you know, if I've got to do it, I'm doing it. It's almost like it's just your lifestyle now. Do you think sometimes you're out training, you're running, you're sparring, you're doing your bleep test, I'm doing it, just, you know, so if you're fighting, you know that your opponent might be doing it, they might not be, so you're doing it again as much as you can do. So when you do come to fight night, you know, there are two people in there, but you're continuously putting the odds in your favor.
Yeah, I am 100%. Like I said, everyone knows, you know, I'm extremely big on like mental toughness, but I genuinely think I'm on the break of mental health, because I'm doing my run and I'm arguing with myself. I'm like, I set a fast pace, and I have this rule. I set a pace and I can't go slower. It doesn't matter if it's
that's
8-minute mile or a 5-minute mile. I'm not slowing down. I will die before I slow down. I'm arguing with myself. I'm running down the road. I'm actually speaking. I'm like, you want to slow down? You want to be a quitter? I'm like, you want to quitter and just be a nobody? And people must be walking past me thinking, what is that kid doing? Like, is he speaking? I'm arguing with myself. I'm like, this is it now, is it? It's done. All this speaking you've been doing, you're just going to quit on a run.
That's why you go run on in your own, because you don't need anyone to talk to, mate.
That's why I go running on a quiet route. You know what I mean? Because people be thinking, what the hell is he doing? You know, if they seen what I do in my normal life, they would definitely know I was crazy. You know?
Talk to me a little bit about your sponsor as well, because again, when we spoke on the phone the other day, I know you've got a lot of people on board, and you've got a lot of friends and a good family around you. You often mention your dad takes you swimming, training, sit and watch.
Yeah.
I think as much as you go in there and do the fighting, I think for anyone that I've ever seen do well in sport, they've always got, whether it's family, friends, coaches, they've always got a good team around them. But just touch on your sponsors and how much they help you, because we spoke and you said they're taking you out for lunch. They're not just sending you things. It's a lot more than that.
Yeah, I know most people just they put Facebook posts out and they're just like, oh, huge thank you to my sponsors, and they tag them. And I appreciate that, thanking them. With my sponsors, we're all friends. It's like, I don't look at them as sponsors because they are sponsors, but they're more of my friends. And I've got Serg, the barber. I love Serg. Serg, he started speaking me how to speak Turkish.
Go on then.
I'm Merhaba Borsa.
What's
you
that?
have to Google Translate that. I want to learn how to say F you, and I'm going to say it right to you on an interview. I'm going to swear in Turkish on this interview. No, but I'm.
Go on. No, I was going to say, are you going to tell us what it means or not?
Hello, how are you doing? I'm basic at the moment, but my point is he's teaching me.
Yeah.
Right? I do need a freshen up, so I'll hit Sid tomorrow. But No Sleep Co. I'm wearing their t-shirt here now. So they're bringing out their track. They're bringing out a tracksuit, and we genuinely. The beautiful thing is they're just as big of geeks, nerds as I am. That's what I'm saying to them. I love Star Wars and I love Marvel and I love all these crazy things, but so do they. So we're hitting up these crazy designs, and we've made loads of wacky t-shirts and we sell them. If you go on the No Sleep Co website, you can actually sell them. And we've brought our own tracksuit out. It's crazy. So they're my friends. They've organized a house party for after my fight and everything. So, like I said, I can't thank them enough.
No, that's incredible, mate. And tell us what's next.
What's next is you're gonna get August 13th. You're gonna get full Sith Lord Brandon Scott ass whooping time. That's what you're gonna get. I don't want to give away too much, but I've learned a lot from my last fight, and I'm fully confident that I'm going to be able to not right my wrongs, but better my goods.
I think, listen, mate, you've had one fight, you're 18 years old. It's no surprise to me that you're not on here saying, do you know what, I was really pleased. I think from any fight you do, you're going to come away thinking maybe you could have done something differently. I think that's only natural. It's a journey. You want to get better every fight you have. The fight's in Cardiff, right?
The fight's in Cardiff on August the 13th. It's in the Vale Sports Arena. It's on a Pat Barrett Black Flash promotion show. And I've still got, they've given me because obviously there's a lot of people on the bill. I've been given a fairly limited tickets, but like I said, they've flown out again. And it's crazy because all these people are coming to watch me. And I'm like, I don't feel like this is my job. I feel like they're paying their hard-earned money to watch me just perform. There's a guy, I dropped tickets down to a guy in Llanelli yesterday. And I've never met him before properly. He's only ever seen me through Instagram, and he bought 5 tickets off me because he said, I genuinely believe you're going to be a champion. And you know what that, like I said earlier, where I came from, body like a dropped lasagna. I came from him. So now people are just they see me on social media and they actually want to come and watch me without any sort of personal relationship to me. It's like, damn, it genuinely, I know I joke around a lot, I'm this giggly person, but it does touch your heart, honestly.
I think like for any sport, mate, I think it's so great that there's plenty of people that will start boxing, and as much as they're on their own journey, there might be, something in their life that's not been significant that is something like, you can really talk about like with yourself, but, considering your background, where you were, where you are now, I think it's so easy to look at and be inspired by, from being a 12-year-old kid again, from being obese to now an 18-year-old lad, undefeated professional boxer, second fight around the corner. How many tickets did you get and how many have you sold so far?
I've been given 130 tickets, and I've heard that there's VIP tables. Like, if there is, I'm going to try and get a hold on some. So maybe I'll be given 150. But I mean, I'm pretty much sold out. I've sold out, but a lot of people haven't paid yet. So obviously with you sell tickets, it's very easy for people to say, I'll come. It's a whole different story to say, here's the money. So So there's probably gonna be a few pullouts, but as of actual numbers, well, the tickets were gone like a week ago.
For the ones that have not sent you the money, is that another reason why you got the lightsaber? You're gonna start doing knocking on doors.
Where's the money? Show me the money.
Oh, that'd be brilliant. And mate, I set you a little challenge the other day. I was going to message you, but I forgot. Did you manage to do the little swimming challenge that I gave you?
Yeah. My dad did time it. It was up and back.
Don't tell me you didn't get the time.
No, I did, but I forgot the time. I think it took me like something like,
go on.
It might have been like, genuinely, you can laugh, a minute maybe. Or even more than a minute. But what happened was I was swimming and I shit you not, I was like Michael Phelps. I was going out, I was like, yeah, doing the front stroke. I was like, Tom Russ can eat my dust. So I was like, I'm gonna smash him. And cramp. And I start, then next I look like a fish out of water, but a human in water, and I'm flapping in the water like a dolphin because I got a really bad cramp in my back, and I'm like, no. So I'm dragging my ass down to the front of the pool, and it ruined my time. And I was too tired to go again. So, I'll send you the proper time later, but it was about maybe a minute, maybe even a minute and a half. But it's all because of that cramp, all of that cramp.
How strange is that though? Like you'll run miles up hills, you'll spar, you'll get in the ring, but how different is swimming compared to running and fighting? And
well, my dad, I had shin splints. That's why I started going swimming. Because I got shin splints for my last fight. I thought, there's no way I'm not training. So Dad said, swimming's hard. I was like, swimming? You want me to go swimming?
Don't get me started, mate.
Yeah, no, but I was thinking like you go to Spain and you're in the pool just joking around. That's what I thought was swimming. I thought, swimming. He was like, you understand how hard it is? And he was arguing with me. I was like, you know what? I'm going to put this chump in his place. Give me my goggles and give me my Jaws swimming shorts. So I'm in the pool now, stretching around, looking at all these old people swimming. I'm like, get ready to eat my dust. So I'm blasting now, doing my first lap, 25 meters done. I'm like, damn. So I get back, I swim 50 meters. I couldn't feel my legs. I was just there. I was kind of like a little floating sausage in the pool. I was like, I can't come up. I take my hat off to you, Tom Rust. You are a different breed of human being. People think boxers are tough. Nah, you want to go to tough people, go to swimmers.
Yeah, listen, mate, in boxing, you can get knocked unconscious, but in swimming, you can get water in the goggles.
Yeah, water in the goggles. And then, I found? Inhaling water.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Well, you should be drinking it, mate. You're definitely doing something wrong there. You can take your own drink for the side.
Yeah, no, I know. I think I went in that pool weighing about 60 kilos. I came out weighing about 63. Of just pure hydration. I was pissing out chlorine after it. But I didn't realize how hard it would be.
Yeah, mate, it's a different dynamic. It's a different sport, but equally like any other sport, it has its challenges. But listen, mate, it's been an absolute pleasure getting you back on the channel. It always is.
It's all mine.
I never know what you're going to do next, but I think the only way we can finish this is for you, in your best London accent, is to tell us when you're next fighting, what to expect, and just see us out, mate.
You want my London accent, yeah?
I want your London accent.
Well, my fight is in August the 13th, I think it is. August the 13th, in Cardiff. It's in Cardiff in the Vale Sports Arena. So it's gonna be a cracking night. For all of you who ain't coming, you're gonna miss out. I was more Australian. Yeah. Don't be square, be there.
Yeah, that started like you was a Londoner, then you was from Brisbane or Melbourne or somewhere.
I don't know what that is. That's
Can you do any other accents just before we finish up?
I can talk a pretty good Irish accent. I can talk a pretty good Irish accent. Sometimes I can put myself as an Irish person, I could say my last name's McGregor. Put it that way.
I was going to say, is that you, Connor? What about South African?
I don't really know how they speak. I can do quite a good Australian one.
You got to speak like a robot when you're from South Africa.
Robot like from South Africa.
Yeah, you're nearly there, mate. I'll definitely stick to boxing.
I'm stick to boxing because I'll be honest with you, I'm not good at anything else really. I was speaking to these people on Wales Online the other day doing the story on me. I was acing the phone calls, like giving her all these details, and she asked for the house number. Now, most people, they mean they actually think it's the house number. I thought she meant the house telephone number. So I said, I don't know it, but I've got my dad's mobile. But the worst thing was, my dad was like, what are you doing, you idiot? Why'd you say that? I was like, she asked for the house number. We haven't got the house number. I know your mobile. And he was like, you met the house, like the house number. And I was like, oh, no. No.
Oh, that's brilliant, mate. Did you tell her about your lightsaber?
Did I tell her about my lightsaber? No one knows about my lightsaber apart from you and everyone watching this podcast. Yeah.
Absolutely. Everyone definitely should. Well, listen, mate, I want you doing 50 freestyle by the end of the year. I want it under 40 seconds. I want you to get some good shorts, none of these beat shorts. There's too much drag. And
if you see my Jaws shorts, it's a Jaws shark and it's got sunglasses on. It's a shark with sunglasses.
Oh, mate.
I don't care how much it's going to help my swimming performance. They're the shorts to be with.
Perfect. Listen, mate, absolute pleasure as always. I hope you enjoy.
Before we end, as we end the podcast, Tom, we have to do it. We have to do it in style. Lights are off. If you've seen Star Wars Rogue One, oh yeah, Tom Russ, TRSB.